Hey everyone, COE33 here with another game room tour. Today we're going to share our PlayStation 2 collection with you. And before we get started looking at all the games that we have in the collection, Leaf is downstairs playing some PlayStation 2, which we have hooked up to a television in the downstairs game room, and we'll meet up with her in a second. But before we do that, why don't we come over here to our PlayStation 2 shelf and take a look at the collection. Starting on the top shelf, we have Grandia 2, an excellent RPG series. I've played through that game twice on the Dreamcast, not on the PlayStation 2, but I do enjoy it quite a bit. Followed by Kingdom Hearts 2, Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty, Twisted Metal Black. I really enjoy the Twisted Metal games, great car combat games, and I think my favorite is probably Twisted Metal 2 on the PlayStation 1. I love that game. Rygar, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist of the Roses, Street Fighter EX3, Jack X Combat Racing, Ico, followed by Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. I really enjoyed playing that. And then behind there we have some games. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, God of War 2, great game. Evergrace, I have not played that yet. Warriors of Might and Magic, and Mojo. Next to that is Tenchu Wrath of Heaven, Shinobi, Gun, Grand Theft Auto 3, and Grand Theft Auto Liberty Stories. And next to that, you can't see it in the frame, but is Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which is my favorite Grand Theft Auto game in the series. I put a lot of hours into that game and I love it. And then at the end there is a limited edition box set. It's Mark Echo's Contents Under Pressure Getting Up, and that was a nice Goodwill, or excuse me, a Value Village find. And a lot of the games you're going to see in our collection, we have 171 games in the PlayStation 2 collection, and most of them came from Goodwills, Value Villages, garage sales, and almost all of them were bought really cheap, which is awesome, and it's a fun system to collect for. I think we probably come across PlayStation 2 games more than any other game when we're hunting out in the wild. It's probably PlayStation 2 and Wii that we see the most of at thrift stores these days. So you can definitely get a lot of games real cheap for the PlayStation 2, and it's got a huge diverse library, so it's a great system to collect for. Moving down to the second shelf, we have the Tom Clancy games, Rainbow Six, 3, Ghost Recon, and Splinter Cell. Next to that is the Medal of Honor games, which I really enjoy, especially the World War II era Medal of Honor games. We've got Frontline, European Assault, Vanguard, and Rising Sun. Next to that is Godzilla Unleashed, and there's some games behind here. We've got Midway Arcade Treasures 3, we've got Virtua Fighter 4, and Manhunt. Next to that is a boxed iToy with a demo disc in there, and that was just like a Goodwill find, I believe. On top of there is Dance Dance Revolution Extreme. Next to that is Dynasty Warriors 3, which you can just barely see in frame. Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, Hypersonic Extreme Racing, Star Wars Starfighter, Star Wars Battlefront, love the Battlefront games, Star Wars Super Bombad Racing, Getaway, Tekken 4, and the King of Fighters 2000 and 2001 at the end there. Moving down to the bottom two shelves, starting on the far left, we have Summer Athletics, Gottlieb Pinball Hall of Fame. Next to that, all those yellow sleeves are filled with loose PlayStation 2 games. A while back, GameStop was having a sale on PS2 games, and they had a bunch of titles for under $1. So I went ahead and ordered a bunch of games and hoped that they would arrive complete in box, but of course they arrive loose, so we'll have to track down boxes for those at some point. Next to that is Shadow the Hedgehog, Time Crisis 3, which are really fun on-rail shooters. Next to that is The Thing, which I really enjoy that movie, and the game was a lot of fun to play through as well. Onimusha 2, Stuntman, Second Sight, Scarface, Haven, Siphon Filter, The Omega Strain, Kill Switch, and Fight Club. Next to that is Metal Gear Solid 3, The Snake Eater. And behind there we have some games. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Project Snowblind, Crazy Taxi, which is a game I really enjoy playing on the Dreamcast, and Rumble Racing, which I haven't had a chance to play yet, but definitely will give it a try here at some point. Lego Star Wars, DreamWorks Over the Hedge, Tetris Worlds, Theme Park Roller Coaster, Thrillville, Tony Hawk's Proving Ground, Dark Angel, Roadkill, LA Rush, and next to that is Namco Museum, and I can't quite reach over there to show you the games behind there, but I believe this was some random pickle juice, nothing too exciting. And speaking of pickle juice, we have a bunch of Guitar Hero games on the far right, and we just, probably got those at garage sales for next to nothing, I'd imagine. And I think that's probably the series that when you're out game hunting in the wild, you come across the most these days. There's Guitar Hero games, and it's probably because they sold so well. Moving down to the bottom shelf, we have our greatest hits games. Starting on the left, we've got Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Really enjoy the Mortal Kombat games. Deadly Alliance, NBA Street, which is a cool arcade basketball game. Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. Star Ocean, and that's the Till the End of Time, that's the sequel. Kingdom Hearts, Dancing with the Stars, Dance Dance Revolution, Supernova, Call of Duty 2, and Call of Duty. And on the bottom far right, we've got Gran Turismo 4, Need for Speed Underground 2, great arcade racer, I love the Need for Speed games. Max Payne, Finding Nemo, and last we got Hot Shots Golf, and that is part 3. So that is our PlayStation 2 collection, so why don't we go ahead and head downstairs now, meet up with Leaf, take a look at what she's playing, and we'll show you our setup and how we like to enjoy playing these PlayStation 2 games. We're downstairs, and Leaf is playing a little PlayStation 2. What are you playing, Leaf?
I'm playing Rampage, and I'm having so much fun.
Nice, that's good to hear. It's a fun game, definitely enjoy the Rampage series. And we have our PlayStation 2 hooked up down here. And we've got it hooked up via component cable to this TV, which is actually a really cool TV. It's a modern TV with a 1080p panel, but it's got a retro look to it. So it looks cool, but also has a great picture, really good sound. Now, the PlayStation 2 doesn't output at 1080p, but when you have it hooked up via component cable, you definitely can get a good picture out of it. And this is just a cool, comfortable spot to hang out and play a little PlayStation 2. Both Leaf and I enjoy collecting and playing for the system. And yeah, it's just a cool system to collect for, huh?
Yeah.
Alright everyone, so that is our game room tour. And that is it for this video. We hope you enjoyed watching it. Thanks so much, and until next time, bye.